Yes, yes, yes. It's Raphie Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And let's get the music started. Okay. So you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Raphie. Okay, let's fix the screen. Let's get the screen right as we commence. Okay, originally I called this piece Revelations, but thinking about it deeper, I came to realize that it should be called the Conundrum, because that's what we're talking about. We're looking at the conundrum. We're starting off by looking at the conundrum that is Joyce. So let's write that in. Conundrum. The conundrum. Okay, let's save that and let's show that. Okay, so starting off by looking at, first of all, apologies for those who tuned in for last night's show. I was about 20 minutes deep and I thought, no. I've got to, there's some other things that I got to do. Okay, so you had to say sayonara to that one and hello to this one. We're doing it today instead. Okay, so let's get up the appropriate screen so you can see what we're working with. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, see where it is. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, still says Revelations, but I've changed it to the Conundrum. Changed it to the Conundrum that is Joyce. And well, why are we so early today? Why is it? What time is it now? It's like 1:55 in the UK. That's PM. So I guess we could call this the late lunch with Raphie. Yeah, we're going with the late lunch with Raphie. Some of the evenings I still got things to do, but now I got a nice clear space. Nice clear space in the timetable. Nice clear space in the mind. Last night there were just some things that just took priority. And I just had to say, damn it, cut it. Kind of, pull the needle, scratch the record. For those people who remember vinyl, just had to Ein Kong up in the building. It's morning over there, 8:56, 8:57. But the afternoon late lunch over here. And had to talk about this, had to talk about the Joyce performance, had to talk about where Joyce fits in. Have to talk about his unique style. Who does he trouble? Who does he not trouble? Have to talk about Takam. Takam needs his respect. And Takam showed that he ain't no pushover. Finally, he's getting a little bit of respect. Okay, let me take a sip of my drink. Okay, so what am I going to do? We're going to talk about the fight last night. Well, Saturday night. And also we will recall and remember that Saturday night should have been the night when Fury and Wilder did their thing. There was an Instagram post. Where is it? Let me go get that. Where are we? Likes. Let's have a look at my likes. Let's scroll down. Okay. Let me share that with you. Uno momento. Mommy, slow your tempo. Okay. Where are we? Boom. boom, boom. Okay, so hopefully you should be able. Oh, that's not very clear. Let's pull that up and make it bigger. Yeah, go on in, increase. Yeah, is that it? Can we see that? Yeah, good visibility on that. Okay, so this tweet was highly hilarious. Ahmet Gil wrote, July 24th, it's a fight day. Highly hilarious. July the 24th, just gone. Should have had this fight. Okay, so let's talk about, could have made that bigger. Hold on, Meta. There we go. There we go. Should have been fight night. Alas, didn't happen. Okay, so let's talk about what did happen. And let's drop that down. Stop sharing that. Okay. She's biz up in the building. Okay, as we move. So, going to be talking about Joyce and his performance. Controversial performance. Some people are saying that, I gave Takam the first 2 rounds. I gave Joyce 3rd and 4th. The 5th, what was the 5th like? The 5th, I think that was another Joe Joyce. I think that was another Joe Joyce round. What was I looking for just there? I was looking for something. What did I want to show you? Oh, yeah. I remember. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Boom. 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 Okay. Iron Kong with his morning cup of coffee, Brazilian blend, no doubt. Brazilian blend, no doubt. Yeah, so we're looking at the performance of Joyce and where does it leave him? Where does it leave him in your perception? Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. We're just going to talk about it. We're just going to talk about it. Iron Kong, Joe Joyce's performance has left a lot of people with a lot of question marks. I'd like to hear it from you. I'm sure you caught
no question marks, really. I think Joyce struggled like how a lot of taller fighters struggle with short fighters, right? You saw Fury had a rough time with Otto Wallin. Everybody's shorter than Fury, but fighters that are very energetic and whatnot, a lot of the times trouble taller fighters. You see, when I saw Ruiz fight Joshua, and it told me that, what I thought about him fighting people like Povetkin and Takam. Joshua struggles with shorter fighters like any other tall fighter because they're not used to fighting people that size. They want to fight people their own size. When they fight people their own size, they're much better, right? But shorter, very energetic people. You know what I'm saying? So Joyce struggled with Takam. Takam is a good fighter. He's shorter than him. He was faster than him to the punch. But it went like I thought it would go. Takam was going to do his work early. Then eventually Joyce would wear him down. He would stop the fight. So Joyce's stock for me is where it was always. He's a good, solid heavyweight. And that's what it was. Takam, you don't see much people blow Carlos Takam anyway. Who do you see blow Carlos Takam, right?
Nobody did it.
Nobody, right? Even Joshua, had his issues with him.
Yeah.
He's a handful. So, Joyce is where he was before. Solid heavyweight. In my opinion, close to the top 5, maybe. Close there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's fine.
It was fine. There's been much discussion. There has been much discussion. I'm in various different groups. I'm in a particular group of trainers, and it was actually me. It was actually me that raised the topic that Joe Joyce oftentimes doesn't turn his punches over. Oftentimes he's an arm puncher. That looks like an arm punch to me. Randomly, Doesn't get the shoulder into it, doesn't get the full twist into it. He's content to, let me see if I can do this. Content to push out punches, push them out. They call that arm punching. And a lot of people have an issue with that. Or some people have, well, a lot of people have an issue with arm punching. But here's the thing, Joyce utilizes it very, very well. And Joyce is known for his stamina. And I put it to you, that one of the reasons he carries his punches light is because he varies the intensity and the methodology. He is unconventional, mixing in the arm punches. Where's the volume on this? Let me kill the volume. Mixing in the arm punches like that with the, yeah, there we go. Another arm punch, arm punch, arm punch, arm punch, arm punch. And then it'll just come through with a big hook. Are we going to be lucky enough for this to be a hook? He's in position. The right shoulder is back. The right leg is back. He's about to step forward. He can step forward, but maybe he shouldn't because he's taking too close to Takam. But does he do a full-blooded hook now? Hook. Does he do a full-blooded right hook now? Let's see randomly. Boom. Yes, right and left. Right and left. I'm in dodgy water, so I'm not going to replay that. But he did do a right hook, conventional, and a nice, sharp left hook. So I put it to you, members of the jury, that far from being problematic, Joyce's technique, far from being problematic, it actually works as an asset. It's an asset for the guy. It's an asset for his fighter, for his fighting, carries him straight through to the 12th round. There are others who say, no, you should punch correctly or conventionally each and every time. But I think Joyce makes it work. Joyce makes unconventionality work for him. And yeah, so that's a big thing. That's a big thing. People talking about, well, can an unconventional puncher compete at the highest levels? Well, it's pretty much up there now. It's knocking on the door of the highest levels. I mean, Takam. Who's Takam fought? Takam fought Parker. Who else he fought? Joshua. Just to name two top-level fighters. So Joyce is fighting somebody who fights at top level.
Well, what I would say about Joyce is that if it works for him, right? I don't think his technique is poor. Some people might not like it, but I mean, you're correct. It's arm punches, right? But I guess, I mean, if you even watch amateurs, I don't think Joyce has fought any other way. It's just how he throws the punches. Yes. And some people not gonna like that. But let me just say, Raphie. Yeah. One of the good things about living in the Caribbean, you would know, you're a yard man. You could walk and you could pick a nice piece of avocado, a nice avocado pear. Yes. I'm eating this morning an avocado pear that I picked myself. Free. Down. Wonderful thing. Down. Some freshly baked whole wheat rolls. The only thing I don't have is some nice lemongrass tea. I don't have that. I'm very disappointed. I have lemongrass in my yard and I didn't bring any, so I can drink at my desk. Right, but just saying, you know, you have to experience being able to walk, see a tree, pick from the tree, and eat it one time. I remember going to a store in Canada and seeing avocados. Some of them small, they look strange, they're expensive. I'm like, for avocado pear? What's this? They're expensive. They're expensive, trust me. That's crazy. But I don't have an issue with Joyce, man. I mean, you know, Joyce is who he is, I guess. He's 36. How old is Joyce? 36? 35, 36 this year. 35. He's not changing, bro. He ain't changing. He's not changing. At the very least, he not, you know, every time he punches, he not injuring himself like Wilder. Gets shoulder injuries and all this. That is very, very true. That's very, very true. Joyce, I watched the. I'm afraid I won't be able to share the finishing sequence. I think most people know. You know, they don't like that. They don't like when we
when we share too much. But I watched the finishing sequence, and I think of about randomly, I'm saying 60 punches. I think out of 60 punches, I think he connected with 50. He has a high connect rate, and the reason his connect rate is so high is because he's placing his punches. He places them, and the result is that Takam just ate shot after shot after shot. Technique is different, but he makes it work. He makes it work for him, and so as we know, the WBO have placed Joe Joyce. They've placed Joe Joyce as a numero uno, number one. So after Usyk gets his shot, then Joe Joyce will be the next WBO mandatory opponent. And that can take a couple of years to come around, but Joe Joyce is in position. Iron Kong, Joe Joyce is in position. So
yeah, you gotta stop hating on Frank Warren. Frank Warren got 2 of his fighters in position for 2 belts. You know what I'm saying? Dubois in a second mandatory position right now.
Yep.
And Joyce in the mandatory position right now. So
yeah,
Raphie, give some props to Frank Warren, man.
Give some props to Fish Eyes. What should we stop calling him, Fish Eyes?
Mr. Warren to you, sir.
Mr. Warren, no more brick top. No more brick top. Give Frank Warren his due, and give Joe Joyce his due. He's got an iron chin. He's got an iron chin. Iron Kong. Joe Joyce has got an iron chin, and
yeah, I don't need anybody proving to me how good their chin is, bro. Move your head, sir.
Yeah. Move the head. But if you can't move the head, it's good to have an iron chin. If you can't move the head, it's good to have an iron.
Well, you might as well have an iron chin, because if you can't move your head, I mean, you're going to sleep really fast. And I'm not really interested in seeing. I think we had this conversation before on your show, and seeing no fighter prove to me how good their chin is.
Yeah.
I don't care how good your chin is. At some point, somebody's gonna tap that chin.
Yes.
You're going down.
Yes. But it's still an asset, though. It's still an asset.
It's an asset, no doubt.
Any which way you cut it, it's an asset. Any which way you cut it, it is an asset. And so, yeah, what next for Joe Joyce? He's got a couple of years till he's mandatory becomes effective, till he becomes mandatory. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about what next for Joe Joyce, and there has been talk. There's been talk of Luis Ortiz versus Joe Joyce. They call him Slow Joyce. They call him Slow Joyce and Ortiz. What the hell would that fight look like?
Well, from what we're being told, Luis Ortiz and Joe Joyce are about the same age. So, apparently Luis Ortiz is just a few years older than Joe Joyce. But all right, man. All right. So it's a good fight. I got Joyce all day. The problem is, how is Frank Warren going to match up Joe Joyce in the next year? Because he's not going to get the shot next year. His shot will come 2022. Yes. And it's just how he going to match him up. Like, is he going to match him up safe? What is he going to do? I don't know. So I don't mind. Joe Joyce versus Ortiz. Joyce all day. All day.
Joyce all day.
Well, maybe Joyce will end up fighting Marco Hook for the EBU title.
Yeah.
So I don't think Joyce should be fighting for no EBU titles and no British titles. I think when I saw him have the Commonwealth, I was like, bro, just give up the Commonwealth, man. What are you doing? Just give up the Commonwealth and the British titles. You're past that now. Let other fighters fight for those things. Domestic guys, you're no longer domestic. If you're going for the Triple Crown, which is Commonwealth, British, and EBU, hurry up and do it, and then abdicate the belts. Yeah. I mean, why is Joe Joyce have a Commonwealth belt still? What's this?
I think it's Eddie's way. Eddie, not Eddie. Mr. Warren. I think it's Frank Warren's way, isn't it? Just keep on, just give him belts, give him belts. This belt's connected to that belt. You're a champion of this. You're a champion of Kazakhstan, whatever it is. So it's Eddie's. It's Frank's way. It's Frank Warren's way.
I don't mind he does it. Like if he goes for the Triple Crown, which I guess is something. I think it's important if you're going for the complete domestic regional belts. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, the EBU has now ordered him versus Marco Huck twice. It doesn't appear he's going to fight Marco Huck. Who's he going to fight for the British title? You need to let people like Nathan Garman and people like those guys who are coming up in the domestic scene fight for the British title and the Commonwealth title. You need to let that go, bro. Stop clogging up those areas.
Stop clogging up those areas. I think he's kind of surpassed that level now. Surpassed that level now is going to keep him safe. Frank Warren's going to keep him safe and keep him safe for 2 years. But then by that time, we should theoretically be seeing the re-emergence of Daniel Dubois. And we know that Daniel Dubois has been Frank Warren's favorite child at the heavyweight. So is Frank Warren gonna do something crazy like putting Dubois in against Joyce again? He can't surely he's not gonna do something so bizarre yet again. Theoretically, he must have learned his lesson. He must have learned his lesson not to underrate Joyce. But we gon' see. We gon' see. And what's this here? Let me have a look at that. Which top heavyweight? Does Joe Joyce give the most trouble out of the top three? Well, actually, it's the top four, isn't it? Because we got Dillian White, we got the Bronze Bomber, we got Tyson Fury, we got Anthony Joshua. So how does which one of those do you think Joe Joyce gives the most trouble?
I don't know. That's interesting, right? Because I don't really think out of those. I don't know, because Tyson Fury can move, and he can fight on a back foot. And if Joyce's whole thing is to just kind of plod him down and beat him down, he's not going to be able to just plod down Tyson, because Tyson moves very well. He moves very well. I mean, he has quick feet, right?
Yes.
And he's not averse to turning in a stinker of a fight. Mm-hmm. He could turn into he could just box and make it negative all night and win the fight like that. If we say Wilder, is Joyce going to stand there and take Wilder's right hands? Because he doesn't appear to have head movement like that. He has some defensive liabilities that can be cleaned up, but we all know what Wilder's coming with. A lot of power. You know what I'm saying? So can Joe Joyce stand there and take Wilder's punches? We see Tyson Fury was able to roll with some of Wilder's punches in the second fight. He kind of rolled with the punch. That's and it came off his shoulder and all of that. I haven't seen Joe Joyce do that, like really. He just kind of I don't know what to say. Anthony Joshua's a mix of all those guys. We've seen he could fight in the back foot. He has power. He has combination punches. Dillian White, maybe Dillian, because Dillian is also defensively irresponsible at times.
Yes.
And probably Dillian White, because Dillian White gets hit. He gets hit, and his aggression might. He also has issues sometimes with his gas tank, I've seen. And Joe Joyce's whole thing is he's gonna keep coming and pressuring. So maybe Dillian.
Yeah.
Maybe Dillian.
Yeah, I think so. Like you say, Tyson Fury, he's got that movement. But then Joyce will take his little one step get in there. Tyson Fury will babap, a little babap, a little outside of the glove, inside of the glove, top of the head, whatever lands, and then he'll move. and then Joe Joyce will step in again, bab. But surely Joe Joyce will be getting some shots in of his own.
Of course.
I think that Joe Joyce will test Tyson Fury's chin because he will hit him on the chin. I think Joe Joyce hits everybody on the chin.
Definitely.
And it's a question of what kind of shot is it? Is it one of the arm punches? But then it's not a problem because we've seen him follow up the arm punch with a full-blooded punch where he comes through the shoulders, through the feet and through the shoulders. So that's not going to be a problem. That is an asset. That style is an asset. So he can touch Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury's movement, I think, might be a bit much. But you know what? I'll give Joyce a good chance. If he touches Tyson Fury's chin, he's got a good chance of dropping Tyson Fury. So that to me is actually potentially a close fight. And then let's look at Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, yeah, I think that would be the closest fight. That would be the closest fight. Simply because Dillian Whyte does get touched. He does sometimes lapse in concentration. The cardio in that fight would go to Joe Joyce. The problem for Joe Joyce is that with his stationary head or relatively stationary head, Dillian Whyte will touch him.
Yep.
Will touch him. Is he going to be able to withstand a full-blooded Dillian Whyte shot? I don't think so. Somebody gets knocked out in that fight, I believe. It's an interesting one. And who we got? The Bronze Bomber Wilder. How does the Bronze Bomber Wilder fare? He's got that big hell of a right hand. So then would Joe Joyce, would the training camp then focus around being defensively responsible? I think it would. I think he would train for that big right hand. And I think that conventional thought says Wilder catches him with the big right hand. But I'd have to go against conventionality and say that Wilder, a training camp focused on Wilder, focused on what he does. I think Joe Joyce could come through that. But once again, there's a lot of 50-50 fights or close to 50-50 fights for Joe Joyce at the top of the heavyweight decision. What about Joe Joyce versus Parker?
I picked Joseph Parker. I that guy does not appear to have any form of killer in. I don't know what kind of fighter he thinks he is now. He looks like he's trying to get the Tyson Fury type of, stick and move type of thing. But he's not. But then it doesn't really work. But then he's also not aggressive, so he's not knocking out people anymore. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what Joseph Parker is going to do. I think Joe Joyce handles Joseph Parker handily, right? Handily, and that's real. That's real.
Yeah. Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker. I think Joe Joyce puts a shellacking. He puts a shellacking on Joseph Parker. That is a fight that I would really like to see. We can't overlook that fight.
You know, it's interesting though, because when you watch Joseph Parker fight, you see the man has talent. You see it there. You see he can punch, he can move, but he never puts it together. He doesn't appear to have the mindset of a fighter where he wants to end people's nights. I don't know if the events get the better of him and he has anxiety or something. I don't know what his issues are, but he has to sort it out in his own mind, and he has to decide what is his career path, because this ain't the man fought Junior Fa like he was scared of Junior Fa, even though Junior Fa was hugging him. Joyce is far better than Junior Fa, far better, but it's like the moment gets the better of him. When he fought Anthony Joshua, the man allowed Anthony Joshua to turn the fight into a 12-round sparring match. Like, if you watch the fight, it's like after a while, Joyce just kind of got resigned to being second place.
Parker.
And he just got, he said, oh, you know what, fine, whatever. I'll just go to 12 rounds. And, he just, after a while, he just stopped pushing. And then Joshua just kind of found his range. just kept him at bay, punch, 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 punch. It was wow.
Mm.
It was just so strange of a fight, strange fight. A 12-round sparring match in front of tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, in Cardiff, I think 70,
Cardiff.
70, 60, 70,000 people in
Have
Cardiff.
you ever been to one of those fights, Raphie?
I haven't made it. I haven't made it yet. Intend to.
What's that like? Like sitting like, with like 60,000 people or whatever. What's that like? What does that sound like?
Well, it's awesome, isn't it? It's awesome, isn't it? It's in a football stadium or a rugby stadium. So when the shout goes up, you know, whether it be a goal or a punch, knockout punch or whatever, then you know it's awesome. It's awesome.
That's the entire population of my country in a stadium. Wow.
That's incredible. So yeah, that's Joe Joyce.
What do you think about Joe Joyce, Raphie? You didn't give me your impression. Where's Joe Joyce now for you?
I think he can compete. Well, you see, the reason I talked about the punches, the reason I was talking about the punches is because it's a big issue. It's a big issue. I'm in a forum with trainers, and I raised the topic, and we talked about it for a whole damn day, back and forth, looking at the video evidence, which I can't really pull up here for copyright issues. Analyzing his punches. Hold on, he's turning him over. He's not turning him over. He's a bit of an enigma. He's a bit, well, what did I call it? The conundrum. It's a little bit of a conundrum because he's doing certain things that trainers really say you're not supposed to do. And they try to train it out of their fighters. But yet here comes this guy who's doing unconventional things that he shouldn't be doing, but he's doing them and it's making it work. He's making it work for him. My feeling on Joe Joyce is I think he can compete with everybody in the top 10. I think he can compete with everybody in the top 10. But could it be the case? I use the analogy. Could it be the case that he's like a cup? You got a cup and it's got a little crack in it. That crack is going to get bigger as time goes by. But Joe Joyce is 35, going on 36, going on 37. So it's got another 2 years. Now, the question to me is, can you maintain that mug for a period of time without the crack getting bigger? It's a question of when is the mug gonna crack altogether, because there is a crack in it. There's a fine crack. It's a very fine crack. So how far can he go up the top 10 before the mug cracks? That's the question. I think he's competitive with everybody in the top 10. So that's why, to me, he is an enigma.
Why don't you pull up the Ring Magazine top 10? See who's in there.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that right now. Let's have a look. Ring Magazine heavyweight rankings. They're heavyweight. Let's have a look at that. And let's, as a matter of fact, let's share that right now, so you can see what I can see. Let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so there it is. Let's see if you can see it clearly. Okay, so let's go down it. Okay, so the champion is Tyson Fury. He's a champion, okay. And number one after the champion is Anthony Joshua. So Anthony Joshua, Dillian White. As a matter of fact, let's start from 10. Let's start from 10 and work our way up. So, okay, so in 10th place, Kubrat Pulev. Okay, let's do some picks then. Let's do quick picks. Hold on a second. In comes the man like Cal L. Good to have you up in here, Cal L. Salute.
Hey, what's up, Cal?
Yeah, man.
Wait, Raphie, this is the recent rankings? This is recent?
This is it's got to be the latest. That's what. Hold on a second. Let me get the date on it.
That's 15th of June.
July. No, hold on. It says Tuesday. July.
No. Go into ratings. Go into ratings.
Ratings.
Because that's from June.
June.
See, no. Scroll down. You'll see on the Tyson Fury. See, no. Back up.
Yeah.
15th June.
Oh, June 15th June. So July latest.
So go into ratings and see what they have. Ratings up to the top. Ratings.
Boom.
What's that?
Close that. What up? Global report. No, close that.
Rates.
So where's the heavy? Where's the cruiser heavyweights here? Limit none. Okay. So yeah. So okay. So this is what is this? This must be the latest then, presumably.
Yeah, because I saw Kubrat Pulev. I was like, Kubrat Pulev.
Let's go down to the bottom. Okay, yeah, you're right. So Kubrat Pulev, well spotted. Kubrat Pulev is out. 10th is Joyce. 10th is Joyce, well spotted. 9th, hold on, can you see this? Yeah. 9th is Alexander Usyk. 8th, Oscar Rivas. How did that happen?
I don't know.
What the hell?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Wow.
What the hell? Okay, so I don't know what Oscar Rivas did recently, but he's back in at number 8. I think he was down anyway. Michael Hunter is 7.
How did that happen? How did Luis? I mean, oh my God.
And how is Luis Ortiz still sticking around without doing nothing? That's crazy. Andy Ruiz is down to 5. Joseph Parker is up to 4.
Uh-oh.
Joseph Parker is up to 4. This is a very bizarre thing. I mean, I don't think we can. How seriously can we continue to take the Ring magazine?
I don't know, because I had an issue when, like, after the first Fury Wilder fight, they dropped Deontay Wilder down.
Yeah.
And I was like, but why are you dropping? They dropped Deontay Wilder and they elevated Tyson Fury above him.
Mad.
And I was like, I think they dropped Wilder to 4 and put Tyson Fury at number 2 behind Joshua.
Bizarre.
And I was like, but why are you moving the rankings? It was a draw. Nobody lost, nobody won.
Yeah.
Right? So why are you dropping Wilder? It almost as if y'all couldn't wait to drop Deontay Wilder.
Couldn't wait.
Nothing happened. I mean, regardless as to what you think happened,
the status quo should have remained.
It should have remained. Nothing. It wasn't a win. It wasn't a loss. Why are you dropping Wilder? So the Ring magazine is sketchy. You have Michael Hunter, whose best performance was in a draw against Alexander Povetkin at 7.
Yeah.
Luis Ortiz, he has to be on somebody's payroll. I don't know.
It's crazy.
Number 6. And you have Parker above Ruiz. At least Ruiz beat Joshua.
Exactly.
But then Joseph Parker beat Ruiz.
Joseph Parker beat Ruiz. Yeah, a few years ago.
You beat Ruiz.
but it still shouldn't be above Ruiz. I don't see how he should be above Ruiz. Is that because he allegedly beat Chisora? Did he beat Chisora or was that a draw? What was that? That was a draw. Or he beat him? What was a draw?
No, he beat Chisora.
Okay, he beat him. Oh, allegedly he beat him. Okay, does that
allegedly innocent?
That puts him above Ruiz? That's crazy.
Well, he did beat my guy, Shades of Ali. So that's a big plus.
Damn. Yui Fury. Okay, so we have the top 10. At least the top 10. It makes some kind of sense. Although I'd have the Unified above. But he's the Ring magazine. He's a ring holder, isn't he? The belt holder, the ring belt holder. But anyway, okay. So Tyson Fury is the champion. Anthony Joshua, number 1. Wilder 2. Dillian White 3. And Joshua, of course, fighting Alexander Usyk.
So who do you think out of those people Joyce handles? Okay,
so Joyce at 10. He's already fought Alexander Usyk, lost to him when Joyce was pretty much a novice.
But that was amateurs. So
yeah. Joe Joyce says he relish that running that back again. That's I don't see Usyk stopping Joyce, but I do see Joyce stopping Usyk. So that's you could call that a very close fight, 50-50. I'll put my money on Joyce. I've said it before. I said it a long time ago. Joyce knocks out Usyk, in my opinion. Oscar Rivas, I don't know what the hell he's doing in there, but Joyce gets him on length. Oscar Rivas can touch that chin, but Joyce gets him on length. Michael Hunter, that's an interesting fight because of Hunter's movement. I got that a very close 50-50. I got 50-50. Joyce knocks out Luis Ortiz. Andy Ruiz fought Takam. Andy Ruiz versus Joyce. Andy Ruiz Takam-like. Andy Ruiz is Takam-like, isn't he? But people will say a little bit slicker. So interesting. Andy Ruiz would give Joe Joyce some problems. That's a very close fight. It depends on which Andy Ruiz, because Andy Ruiz is changed now. He's under Reynoso, and we don't know what Andy Ruiz is like now. We don't know. He look very suspect against Areola. Joe Joyce, Parker. Joe Joyce, not KO's Parker. And the top three we've talked about before.
Raphie, sorry, I missed it. What did you say about Luis Ortiz and Ruiz and them?
Ruiz is like a better Takam, isn't he? Arguably a better Takam. And so that would be a hell of a scrap. I would have Andy Ruiz early and maybe Joe Joyce late. So Ruiz early, Joyce late. To me, that's
okay.
That's a 50-50. Joseph Parker versus Joe Joyce. I think I just can't see Parker winning. Of course he can win. I mean, I just saw him lose to Chisora. The length of Joyce, the higher output of Joyce, the length of Joyce, the higher output of Joyce makes it very difficult for Joseph Parker to win that fight. So I'd have to go with Joyce on that. And the top 3 or 4, 50-50 with Dillian White. Dillian White might be able to knock him out. He might be able to knock out Dillian White. Deontay Wilder versus Joe Joyce. This is hard to pick. It's very hard to pick because if Deontay Wilder detonates, then it could be sayonara for Joe Joyce. Every time I think about that fight, I come out with a different outcome. Very difficult. Could go either way. Anthony Joshua, they were together for years on Team GB. Joe Joyce says he knows Anthony Joshua inside out, but it's been a few years. I think overall, Anthony Joshua is the better boxer. I don't think that little tip-tap-tip would work so well with Joshua. I think Joshua would be looking to take him out. I have Joshua winning, but it's a close fight. But I have Joshua winning. By a knockout, could Joshua knock him out? Interesting. Tyson Fury. It's an interesting fight. Once again, a 50-50. A lot of these fights are 50-50s. A lot of these fights here are 50-50s with Joe Joyce and the top 4. Tyson Fury's movement, superior movement, tip-tap. He's the tip-tap guy. He's the guy who's going to be doing the tip-tapping as well as Joe Joyce. I have Tyson Fury beating Joe Joyce. But Joe Joyce would touch that chin and it would be an interesting fight. So, yeah, those are my picks. Top Tone in the building says Ring Magazine still have the barefaced effrontery to call itself the Bible of boxing.
What a word, effrontery. Oh,
Effrontery. It's the affront. It's the affront. But Tone put some seasoning on that, and mix that up in the salad, and that's how it came out.
Effrontery. Oh my God! You know somebody's annoyed when they throw a word like effrontery.
When they pull up effrontery, something's going down. Something's going down.
This is not a man to be messed with. This is a man who has a monocle and a sword cane.
And what do you call them watches? What do you call the pocket watch?
The pocket watch, and he wears a bowler hat.
And doesn't leave home without the umbrella. Doesn't
Never.
leave home without the umbrella. While Raphie was dodging showers this morning in the AM, dodging showers. We've had some rain for the first time in 3 weeks. Come.
All that heat y'all had, so finally a little relief.
Finally, a little relief. Finally, it's just the last couple of days. It's kind of got a little bit mellow. It's 77, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know how they convert that. I guess that's just under 30. So it's still warm, but nice. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Tone says drinking the Pims as we speak. That's a posh people. Posh people drink. They drink that at croquet and polo and polo. The horse polo. Yeah.
Oh no.
And Raphie is on the, what do you call this juice here? The fruity berry juice. The fruity berries.
So out of the top 10 of Ring Magazine, you have Joyce beating about 5 people?
I have Joyce beating about 5 people. I have Joyce. The thing is, Joyce is competitive with everybody here.
Exactly.
I don't see who he's not competitive with.
Yeah, nobody there gives Joyce no blowout. You're not going to blow out. None of those people blow out Joyce. None of those people. Not Joshua, none of those people.
Nobody. He's competitive with everybody in here. And like I said, this Oscar Rivas back in there at 8. No disrespect to Oscar Rivas, but how? Luis Ortiz out there is going to say, well, he's only lost to Wilder. So boom, recently. So yeah, Mandy Ruiz 5. He deserves to be up there, I guess. But Josie Parker, number 4. Josie Parker, no, please. That's outrageous. Oscar Rivas, I don't know how he's in there. Michael Hunter, I don't know. Maybe he should be low down, maybe. But Josie Parker, how? That don't make no sense to me. But anyway, let's have a look. ERF Boxing up in the building. Yeah, good to have you up in here, ERF. Yeah, I mean, looking at the rest of the card real quick, having just a quick cursory glance at some of the other fights. Hold on a second. Let me drop that down. Hold on, what was I going to do? I was going to, is the link in the chat? Let me have a quick cursory glance at this. I don't even know if I did my sound check. Hold on a second. Let's do a quick sound check. Glance at this. Yes, the sound check is good. Okay, bring the music back and let's make sure that's available right there. What's this? Why can't I? Oh, there we are. Boom. Okay, so that's pinned. Okay, so quick cursory glance at the rest of the card. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so the full card. Let me get that up on the screen. Let's have a look. Boom, boom, boom. And let's make sure that's got good visibility on that. Okay, so quick cursory glance at the full card. Hopefully you should be able to see it. Yeah, good. It's good visibility. Chris Jenkins versus Iko Usman. I didn't see that. That was for the Commonwealth welterweight title. Did you see that, Kong? I didn't see that.
I didn't see none of them fights other than the Joyce versus Takam fight. None.
Yeah, sensible.
I watched. I happened to stumble across the Adelaide fight, but that's about it. Nobody. I didn't watch not another fight. I don't know who none of these people are. I'm sorry, Raphie.
No problem. I'm not looking to get into in depth with any of these cats. Just the main ones. I did glimpse the highlights of David Adelaide versus let's just call him Manev. So clearly, after the scare of David Adelaide, pretty much consensus-wise losing his previous fight, he got the nod, but. Yeah, everybody who watched it knew that he lost that previous fight. So they scaled him down a bit, give him somebody who looked like he didn't even damn well train. Looked like he should have been wearing a corset. David Adelaide took care of him, started working behind the jab. He did what he should have done in the first fight. They scaled him back. They said, oh, hold on, let's go back to basics. Let's go back to basics. So Adelaide got through that one. What do you think of that fight? You had a quick glance at that one? Did you have a quick glance?
Yeah, I saw the fight on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like how he's supposed to look against somebody like that. I mean, he's Frank Warren's Anthony Joshua, I guess. So
big bodybuilder. He's Frank Warren's bodybuilder.
Big bodybuilding Nigerian. So yeah. That's him. I think Adelaide is where he's supposed to be, 6 rounders, doing his work, plying his craft. You don't have to rush somebody like him. I hope Frank Warren doesn't do the Daniel Dubois type building where you rush this guy up to only to get him beat to hell by a more experienced fighter. Just let the guy do his work.
Yeah.
Let the guy build. I see Adelaide still has some beef with Nathan Gorman. He still wants to fight Nathan Gorman. But Nathan Gorman himself has to get his life in order. I don't even know what this guy is doing.
Yeah.
So Adelaide needs to just do his work. 6 rounders, 8 rounders. Do your work. But Frank Warren has to not keep him fighting Fujimoto's and these people. Bring the guy along properly.
Yeah.
He's early 20s. This could really be your future. Him and Daniel Dubois. I mean, bring him along properly. You made a mistake with Daniel Dubois. Don't make the same mistake with David.
Don't make the same mistake. Don't make the same mistake. Just take him slow. In the case of Adelaide, at least with Joe. Well, I mean Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois had that pedigree. Had that amateur pedigree. Didn't go to the Olympics, fair enough, but he was around those gyms. He was sparring. He was Derek Chisora's main chief sparring partner for one fight when he was 16 years of age, when the chief sparring guy dropped out and that left Daniel Dubois. So, at least Daniel Dubois worked his way around the circuit.
I have a question for you, Raphie.
Yeah, man.
Just slightly off topic, because I've been asking people, nobody seems to know. Is Kell Brook retired? This guy just disappeared. No interviews, no nothing. Where is he?
Well, after the trauma of the Crawford fight, I think maybe he's listening to people. And he should be retired. I think he should be retired. He's had both orbital bones broke up, as I say. He should be retired. Hopefully you don't hear from him. RE boxing, being in the ring, because he should be retired. And after years of Amir Khan saying no to Kell Brook, all of a sudden, after we saw what happened against Crawford, Amir Khan comes like, I'll fight him. Yeah, it's a good time.
I still pick Kell Brook to knock out Amir Khan.
Well, the chin, Amir Khan's chin. But now we've seen the deterioration of Kell Brook. I think he should stay retired. Yeah, he could probably still take out Khan, but I think he's had enough punishment. He's had a great career.
So just leave it then. You think you should just leave it?
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, man. How many times do you need to get knocked out? You got done over by Triple G when you went up 2 weights. Shouldn't have done. Should not have done. Then you got knocked out by Spence. And if you'd have fought Spence before Triple G, arguably you could have done Spence, but did it the wrong way around. Okay, fair enough. Then you got the other bone, Brock up. And now you've been done over by Crawford. Come on. When is enough enough? I say enough is enough right now. Leave it alone. You've had a good career. You made some good money. Just ride off into the sunset and be healthy. Ride off into the sunset and be healthy. What else we got here? What else we got? We got. Okay, so Hamza Shiraz. Hamza Shiraz has had a little bit of fanfare around him. He's 22 years old now, unbeaten in 13 fights, and stopping Guerrera, former Spanish champion, in the 5th round. It was a professional fight rather than a sensational fight. Hamza kept it at long range in his first fight in 2021. So, yeah, people are looking at Hamza now. Looking at Hamza, looking as one to watch. So, his name is Hamza Shiraz, and he's in the super welterweight division. So yeah, that's a heads up. That's a heads up. That's one to watch. And yes. I think we've done it. I think we've given people something for the lunchtime over here, late lunch over here in the UK, and early morning over there in the Caribbean and the Americas. I think we've done it. Iron Kong. I think we've done it. Iron Kong.
Thank you for having me, Raphie.
Always a pleasure.
In case anybody's wondering my picture, this is the official logo for VADA. Y'all have a nice day. I enjoyed eating my fresh morning picked avocado.
Well,
wonderful.
If we're talking about morning routines now, what I'm doing, I've developed a shake. It's what is it? It's 16 ounces of water. We don't really count water in ounces, but that's what the markings on the jug. 16 ounces of water. Then I'll put my skimmed milk powder in there. Then I drop in a handful of mixed, them sunflower seeds, them little seeds. Handful of sunflower seeds, little seeds, and then 3 small handfuls, medium handfuls of rolled oats, and then a pinch of cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, 3 small little dried or semi-dried avocado pieces. Not avocado, apricot. And then put the lid on the blender, full bore. Oh, I've forgotten. If you got a little bit of vanilla essence, you can drop that in also. And then the finishing item is
there's more.
1 large banana gets blended up in all of that, and it's stupendous. How much nutrition in 1 drink?
Raphie trying to tell you ladies in the good old England something. Let me tell you something. If Raphie has to visit you,
be prepared.
Enough said.
Brace yourself.
Action, pure action.
Hey, that's my blend now. I've been on that for the last few weeks. Tried juicing, but I find juicing's a bit touch and go. You got to keep it cold and everything and this, that, and the other, but I can just whisk that up, take it with me, full of nutrition. I could probably drop a little bit of cod liver oil in there or something, just a drop, and just complete the mission.
My wife hates cod liver oil. Say
that again?
My wife hates cod liver oil. I take it straight. She doesn't like it, so.
Yeah, take it straight. Good for the joints. It's good for the, you need that fats You need the fats in your diet and the cod liver oils, your omega-3s. But to be honest, I just take my omega-3s in gel form. But I could drop it in there, I could drop it in there. But anyway, I think it's a potent drink as it is. So everybody eating good. But Iron Kong has been kind enough to join us. He's got his own shizzle going on. Don't be afraid to check him out. Iron Kong, we speak again.
Hey, Raphie, peace to you. Enjoy your day. Peace to everybody in the chat who come through, listening to playback. If you haven't done so, hit the like, subscribe, join us next time. Peace, Raphie.
Much appreciation goes out to the Iron Kong, and also everybody who took the time out to join us. We're under 1 hour. That's perfect. That's your late lunch with the Raphie, with the Iron Kong. It's the Boxing Talk with Raphie. Much appreciation to everybody who took time out to join us. And it's the Joyce, the Conundrum. And I'm out. Blessed.